Hey guys, Coach Kaduta here talking about the run and shoot go concept. So, for some of you older generation run and shoot guys, Mouse Davis original half roll under center guys, you may not approve of the message I'm about to give, but for the most part, it's the same concept as anybody else. We just kind of meshed this and changed it to fit our personnel and our verbiage. So I'm going to explain basically the go concept to you using some film so you guys get a basic rundown and understand what you see when you see the run and shoot offense. Number one, so go is a trips formation play. It has to be to the three receiver side because of what you're going to do. You're going to high-low a certain individual, almost like a flood, but more or less giving you a lot more options. So here's what's going to be the one thing you need to understand. It's trips. You have to understand what each route concept is and which ones are the locked routes. Locked route number one, outside receiver must run a mandatory outside release. This man right here is going to run a outside release, and he's forced to get outside the corner because he is the coverage determiner for the quarterback if he sees too high. So what does that mean? Well, it means a couple things. Number one, it means that if he's going to force outside release, that means that he has to determine cover two or cover four. If that corner pushes him back inside, he knows it's cover two. If that corner allows him to release outside of him, we know it's cover four if there's two high safeties. The next locked in route is number three, okay, and he's going to run what we call a sweep route. He's going to jab step, maybe skip release, and he's going to get to 4 yards as fast as he possibly can, looking to get the ball as soon as he gets behind the Y over his shoulder as quick as he can. And then backside, you can lock those concepts however you want to lock them. A lot of guys run choice concept back there. A lot of guys run a 5-yard in. Some guys run a go. It doesn't really matter what you do unless you want to look to that side. Right now, we're focusing on this side of the line of scrimmage. Okay. So let's move on. So now the one thing you understand, the changing route concept is going to be the seam read run by the number two receiver. It's what we call a live seam read, meaning that this man is live as soon as he gets past the second level defender. So here's what you need to understand as a receiver. Number one, am I capped or uncapped? Right now there's a safety over the top of me, so that means I'm capped. That means I'm probably not going to run deep. So I'm going to do one of three things. One, I'm going to break it off. Two, I'm going to post it up. Or three, I'm going to back shoulder fade it because that kid stays high and inside. What you got to understand, our rules are very simple. If he's over the top, okay, I stop. If he's outside, I go inside. So real basic concepts. If you see cover two, this guy right here, that guy's going to route outside number two. He sees cover two. He's going to bend that thing a nice tight post. So that's what he understands. And on this, we call it a live seam read because he's live as soon as he gets by the second level defender. So he can get the ball right in the back of his head as soon as he gets by that wall defender. So here's what we're looking at. Quarterback's going to drop back. If he sees two high safeties, all he needs to know is man or zone. Usually the number three or number two receiver is going to go back and forth, and he's going to be the gauge guy. We call him the adjuster. He's going to adjust the coverage for the defenders. So here's how it works. Number one, quarterback is going to read two high, one high. He sees two high. His first read is the corner. He knows that it's going to be either one of three things. It's going to be man free, it's going to be cover two, or cover four. The mandatory outside release is going to help him determine whether it's two or four. If it's two, meaning the corner is going to force him back inside and he's going to squat out here and take the flat away, that immediately tells the quarterback he is no longer in play for this route concept. And that also tells this receiver right here he's going to set it down right here. Now, that being said, he knows it's cover two. This guy's going to take himself. We're going to look for a hole shot right there. And you're going to have this guy. Basically, you're going to have one defender, this guy, on two receivers. You're going to take the best shot possible. If it's cover four and you see the corner bailing, immediately quarterback's eyes are going to go to the linebacker. Linebacker's going to tell him what he's going to do for the next play. Here's what happens. The linebackers determine, most linebackers, especially in cover four, are told they're going to wall number two to get to number one or get to a flat presence. A lot of these linebackers will try to wall one. They'll see number three get to the flat, and they'll drive right down as fast as they can to stop that guy and to be able to limit him to get to the flat. So quarterback, his rule is he's going to look at this forced defender. If that forced defender, if he walls high and he sees the back of his numbers, he's just going to throw the flat route as fast as he possibly can. It's an easy concept. Moving on. If the linebacker stays square, walls, and jumps that, then the quarterback is going to look to throw that ball right behind his eardrum if this safety is playing high and over the top. If the safety is playing really tight, then the receiver is going to look at the quarterback. He's going to make eye contact right about here, and he's going to snap that thing off. The other thing that's going to happen is if that safety maybe rolls down into a cover 3 look, the quarterback, that means that receiver is no longer capped. He is now going to run, and he's going to run the seam route as fast as he can. The quarterback's going to hit that thing as fast as he can as soon as he gets by that second level defender. So there's your reads, there's your concepts and understandings. Running back, a lot of guys will send this guy in 6-man protection, and some guys will send him in route. For us, I'll be honest with you, we don't half roll, so we tell the quarterback, you're in charge of this guy. We'll take care of everybody else backside. We usually send the running back to the linebacker and sit him down so the linebacker doesn't get in the window. So let's go through the play. Let's talk about how this works. Number one, all right, I'm going to show you some Hawaii film. It's a really good film so you guys can get a good feeling of what we're looking at here. So number one, you have Hawaii running against North Carolina, and you have a too-high shell look. If you take a look at it right now, quarterback knows that this is probably not man because the adjuster going back and forth, as you can see him, he knows it's not man. So quarterback looks at the DB coverage. He sees the umbrella over the top. He sees outside leverage. He sees high safeties. He knows it's cover 2. He knows he is not going to throw that guy the ball. So now he's going to determine between this guy and this guy. And all he's reading is the forced defender, who right now is hanging out at the line of scrimmage. So as you see it, here he goes. He's going to run, drive, boom. Shoulders were square of the forced defender. He looked to take the flat away. Receiver gets past second level defender. He snaps that thing off because he is capped. And there's the ball in the window right there, as you can see it. I'll let you see it full speed again so you can get a feel for it. Quarterback takes 1, 2, 3, doesn't hit the flat. He knows he ain't going to dig to it. And there it is. There's your concept. Looking from the end zone, it's a lot easier to see what the quarterback's footwork looks like. As you can see, he just sees the adjuster. There's no man. He's looking at zone. And 1, 2, 3, hitch up, throw, right behind the eardrum of the forced defender. Okay, same year. This is Trips Left 61X Go. All right, there goes your adjuster. You see it is not man to these guys. Now, a lot of things people don't understand. Guys, we don't really care what's going on the edge. So if it's man over here and they're running some form of a zone with those guys, then so be it. That's really all you're reading. A lot of guys, especially Nick Saban, made it really popular with quarter special or anything like that, where they man the outside receiver and they run cover 4 right here. That's what these guys are doing here. They're running cover 2. They're running cover 2, but they're manning this guy up, and they're running cover 2 on number 2 and number 3. You can kind of see how this works. I'm going to show it to you. So quarterback knows he sees man on the outside. He's not worried about it. Now he's looking for number 2 and number 3. Okay, he sees 1, 2, 3. That linebacker jumps to the flat immediately. Number 2 is capped over the top right here. He's going to throw that ball behind the eardrum right now. And that's go. That was an easy read for the quarterback. That was an easy concept to understand. Let's show you from the quarterback. Let's show you from the end zone. Let's take a look. Quarterback looks over there. 1, 2, 3. Hitch up. Throw the ball right there in the open window because, again, knowing what to read, it makes it a lot easier on him. Okay, so let's show you now. Let's show you the 2018 Hawaii Warriors. Rolovich is doing a fantastic job with this concept, and he's doing a fantastic job with this team. So let's kind of show you what's happening here. Okay, so number 1. Okay, hang on here. So number 1, here we go. As you can see, they're in trips again. There's your adjuster. They know it's not man coverage. It looks like too high. Oh, now they're walking one guy down. That means that you're going to have one high look. It looks like what they're doing is they're running some form of cover 3 possibly, and the quarterback knows there's one high safety, meaning that this man is no longer capped. He is now going to run past the second level defender, turn his eyes, and he's going to run his path up the seam, and there was no reason for him to break it off because there's nothing over the top of him. Watch it full speed. You can see it. Quarterback makes the decision very simply and very easily. He sees this kid bail. He knows he's not going to throw this route. He knows he's not going to throw it. I'm reading the forced defender. Forced defender stays square, and he's worried about the flat. I'm going to hit the guy right behind the flat defender. Boom. There it is. I'm going to show it to you from the backs from the end zone so you can get a good feel. Here he goes. 1, 2, 3. Hitch up. Wait for the window. Boom. Kind of goes against a little bit of the R4 system old Dub Maddox talks about, but, I appreciate what he does. I think it makes a lot of sense for quarterbacks, but the run and shoot is dependent more on understanding and understand the roles of your quarterback and what you guys are doing. So here we go. We're going trips right now. So the adjuster has been sent. Okay, the adjuster has been sent. Let's take a look at it. I'll show it to you so you guys can see it just like the quarterback does. Okay, here he goes. That's easy. That is obviously zone coverage. Quarterback sees, looks like he sees man over here. So going back to what you saw from the film before, it looks like a zone coverage on these two with these three guys. So how does this happen? Well, you just got to look at this real simply put. Is this man capped or not? Okay, so as the play develops, he takes the snap. Let's take a look at it. And ball snapped right now. Okay. It looks like they're running quarter special. So rule being, that guy's going to take the flat concept. He knows that the flat concept's not there because his shoulders are square. He knows that he's not going to go to the seam read. The problem is he can't throw the seam read because it's being capped by the quarter special safety that's going over the top of him. He knows he can't throw that ball. Receiver makes eye contact with the quarterback. He knows he's capped, and he breaks it off right now, and the ball's thrown back inside the open window. Okay? I want to show you that from the beginning so you guys can get a good feel for it. Here he goes. There it is, quarter special. He jumps over the top and break it down, and there he goes inside. And there's your concept against quarter special. A lot of guys don't really know how to break it if it's not pre-snap. Okay, so let's talk about. I'll show you this. This is some film that we've worked, guys. This is our film. This is the same team that ran against this play right here. Our quarterback read really simply. He's looking at it. He sees two high safeties. He knows he's not going to throw the outside receiver, so he's watching this kid right here. Here's the quarterback's read initially. Okay, quarterback takes his step. As you can see, here he goes. He takes his step. Okay, we eliminated those two. Okay, he looks to the flat. He doesn't like the flat, as you can see. He noticed that this linebacker does not make contact, and his eyes are actually just sitting in the flat. That guy ran to the flat and wasn't running with number 2. That means that he is now going to break it off to number 2. If you go back and take a look at what happens here, watch, take a look. Receiver number 2 is capped. What he does, he bends that thing off right behind the second level defender, and you got yourself a play. Okay? So, see it from the quarterback's vision. We try to hurry his feet up 1, 2, 3 real quick so he can get set up, and there's your ball, there's your window. Okay, let's take a look at it from here. Let's talk about cover 3 out of trips. This is a team that had rolled down to cover 3 quite a bit. So if you look over the top right here, quarterback sees that there's one high safety. That means the number 2 is not capped. Unless this guy just completely bails out on him, he is going to run the seam read live. So here it is. Quarterback knows I'm not throwing this ball right here. It ain't happening. So now he looks right here. He's going to look for the flat defender. Flat defender jumps. His shoulders are still square. He sees that guy is going to take, he's going to take the flat presence. Quarterback puts the ball right between this corner, or between the corner and the safety, and the guy trying to wall him never gets there. Notice the spacing. We're a little tighter with 2 and 3 than we are 2 and 1. It's all based upon the fact that we're going to try to split these two right here, and then we're going to bend it for width to catch it, to get away from that safety who might knock our block off. Guys, I hope that helped you understand Go. I hope this helps you. Please feel free to leave a comment below, guys. Love hearing comments. If you have any questions, comments. I know some of you old school guys are probably going to talk about 61X Go, and I get it, guys. I've studied the old school run and shoot, and I love it. But this is kind of our example and ways that we can break it down for young kids and make it easy on them. I hope it helped you guys. Like I said, feel free to give a comment. Give me a like. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.